Oftentimes when you're using the Vasa ergometer or Vasa Trainer, you're doing interval work, which requires some sort of rest interval. A great and efficient and effective way to get more out of your training is to add some sort of core exercise that is specific to swimming. One of the reasons to do this is that it will help integrate with the swim stroke and the power you're developing on the erg. Also, by able to maintain a strong, stable core is going to be important to be able to transfer the power you're developing on the erg through the core. And these exercises are real efficient and are effective in order to keep that strong core, not allow you to arch the back and lose optimal body position in the water. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of things that you can do that you may have access to around your home or at your training facility. So first thing for anterior core is you can do a basic plank. Just by putting your elbows shoulder width apart, feet shoulder width apart, holding a nice, tight contraction. From there, you can easily progress to using a towel on a hard surface or furniture movers like these. And what we can do here is put our feet on here and do what's called a body saw. We go into a plank position and slightly move back a couple inches and then back to our starting point. Okay? That can be progressed to anterior rollouts using our same movers. Palms go on top, and we're going to slide out, holding that good anterior core position, and then pull back. Variations that can be done with these could be using in a push-up, alternating a push-up with a rollout, okay, alternating sides, and then also moving that laterally. Okay. Another device that you can also incorporate would be using a simple ab wheel. Very inexpensive. You may have one of these hanging around your house. And from here, again, we're doing an ab wheel rollout, almost flat, and then pulling back. Okay? And our final one is a simple slide board, which you'll see at a lot of training facilities and gyms these days. And again, we can do our simple body saws by putting our feet on the board, elbows shoulder width apart, moving back 2 or 3 inches, back to our starting point, holding a nice tight core. Also in here, we can do our same as we did with our furniture movers, our rollouts. Hands here, rolling out, then pulling back in. What you might want to do is start with any one of these and progressing from a plank to a body saw to a rollout. Start with about 5 or 6 repetitions per rest interval during your interval set on the Vasa Trainer erg. And then those could be progressed upwards of 8 to 10 reps, depending on how long of a set that you're doing. You might wonder where to begin with all these different exercises. What might be a good starting point? The first thing might be to start with the plank, which is a very simple, basic exercise, and find the point that you're challenged. A point that's a little more challenging than the others. If you can do a 2 or 3 minute plank with no problem, then you've probably progressed beyond that, and you may want to move on to the body saws. Also, within each exercise, depending on the amplitude or how far you move is going to change the amount of loading and the difficulty. So if you're doing a body saw, moving 1 or 2 inches is going to be a little bit easier than if you're moving 4 or 5 inches. So you can make within each one, make it a little bit more difficult. And then move on from the body saws or whatever you're doing, into a full rollout, because on the rollout, as you're moving a longer lever, you're creating more stress through the anterior core. So we go simple from plank to body to a saw and to a rollout, whether that's using the discs, ab wheel, slide, or suspension system. If you have access to a suspension trainer, there's a lot of great core, specific core exercises you can do that will go along with your swim erg. What we can do here is our basic plank. And the nice thing about doing a plank on a suspension trainer is once we hook our feet in, they're not anchored to the floor. So we can get up here, we've got a lot more movement going on, so we can stabilize. From here, we can go right into our body saws. Again, moving back and then stabilize. Always keeping the motion slow and controlled. And then finally, we can go into our rollout series, which a progression would start with the knees, kneeling down, rolling out, keeping a high elbow, core stable, and then moving back in. And then finally progressing to a standing position where we're going to move out, stabilize, and then come back in. Again, During each rest interval, you might start with anywhere from 5 to 6 repetitions, progressing up to about 10 to 12 as needed.